You're listening to Thrive, where every week we have meaningful conversations with incredible women like you, packed with practical tips and sisterly advice to bring you from a life of simply surviving to thriving. We're shaking the story that you're just getting by and stepping into who God made you to be. Because it's not enough to simply survive, you deserve to thrive. I'm your host, Erica Gwynn, and I'm ready to thrive together. Here's today's episode. Hello, friends, and hello, 2024. Gosh, there is a certain energy with every new year that I am here for. Our brains thrive on defined periods of time, fun fact. So it's kind of why there's just something in the air that has us ready and wanting to make change for January 1st instead of, I don't know, December 28th or July 17th, whatever. It's just a thing. Another thing is that the Thrive podcast is back and better than ever. No, 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 no. Welcome to season 5 of Thrive. If you're a new friend listening in, hi, hello, welcome. I think you'll like it here. And if you're an OG listener, welcome back. We are so happy and honored to have you in our corner. Whichever camp you're in, would you be so kind to make sure that you are actually following the show or subscribed on your favorite podcast listening platform? I am an Apple Podcast girly myself. Okay, we're back and we've got a baby. So if you hear baby noises at any point, honestly, you're welcome because baby noises are the best. But this is, ooh, and a baby burp. There we go. So honestly, going with the punches, going with the flow. Adapting, really big part here of thriving in 2024 and beyond. So we're going to see how this goes. But if you're really feeling friendly, hit that 5 stars because A, it is free, and B, it takes T minus 0.5 seconds to spread some love on a hump day or whatever day you're listening to this. New episodes do come out every hump day, Wednesday, and we have got over 150 gems in the archives to scroll back through. No matter your New Year's goals or resolutions, on everything from goal setting well to curating your personal style to becoming a more conscious parent or even cutting alcohol from your life, whether you are doing dry January or you're sober curious or you just want to know exactly what booze does to your body. Let me tell you, that episode changed my own life, literally, and it's just very popular this time of year. So we'll drop some personal favorites from Team Thrive in the show notes below for your listening pleasure. Anywho, there are ins and outs all over Instagram right now. I shared mine in case you're curious. They're linked in the show notes too. But beyond what's in or what's out, I wanted to share with you specifically, my podcast crew, 10 ways that I am thriving in 2024. Now, all of these things are things that I started technically in 2023, but I did that intentionally to have momentum coming into the new year because let me tell you, it is 1,000 times easier to keep it up if it is already going. So we're keeping it attainable and sustainable. We're focusing on small shifts and realistic rhythms so that a little bit of effort every day can yield real results by this time next year. A little caveat here is that many of mine have sub bullets, and this is not an all or nothing journey. Really take what you can use, discard the rest. It's fine. We're all different, which is beautiful. And we're all in this together to step beyond surviving this year and to really let ourselves thrive. So, number 1, have a few daily rhythms that set the tone and can be marked as a success, regardless of how the rest of the day unfolds with my kids or my business or whatever. So some of mine, first off, make the bed. You'll instantly feel more pulled together, I promise. Not the second sub bullet here. Start drinking water alongside my cup of coffee. So word on the street is that it's not too good for you to have coffee first thing in the day. What? But water is where it's at. Also, protein for breakfast, especially important to start my day with protein and have a really protein rich breakfast because as much as I love me some chocolate chip Eggo waffles, it just doesn't hit the same as like a loaded Greek yogurt bowl or some cheesy eggs. So I make sure there's protein, and preferably before and or with my coffee, so that I am not drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Next sub bullet here is skincare. So since having Jonah, I have cut back even more on how much makeup I wear. Really, my sights are set on my skin. So y'all, we've got one skin, one face. We've got her for life. So we've got to treat her well, right? For me, daily, that means using a micellar water to just really lightly and quickly cleanse in the morning. I do not do splashing my face Neutrogena style until nighttime. And then I'm doing a vitamin C serum, a hydrating serum, a daily moisturizer, and then SPF. Shout out to my Dime Tinted Wonder Screen. It is a tinted SPF that I use in place of foundation on, honestly, probably most days anymore, but especially in the summer or spring or just warmer weather months. It gives you this really light glow, but also it's an evening sort of tint to even out your complexion. It's a clean, non-toxic SPF. It's also SPF 40, which is honestly really high for a mineral sunscreen, especially. But it has other good for you ingredients inside. It's just so, so good. I'm such a fan. Also, code Thrive20 should still get you 20% off. So shameless plug to go treat yourself and try it. It also comes in different shades now, which is kind of cool depending on what you need. Anywho, then I curl my lashes, I add mascara, and I'm good to go. And also a little under eye cream. Concealer is too thick on no makeup days for me, so I have been really liking this one from Colleen Rothschild. It's the tinted illuminating eye cream. I've mentioned it on monthly favorites on my blog before, but we'll link that below for you as well because a little tiny bit goes such a long way. And it is formulated to brighten dark circles, but it just brightens while it also works to heal or fix or whatever you want to call it, under eye circles. So we love a product that is multi-purpose and does multiple things. Last daily rhythm is having something for my brain. That could be a really good podcast that's inspiring me, a book that's teaching me, a book just for fun, also scripture that's healing and renewing and filling me. You get the drift. Second way I'm thriving, make priorities and set boundaries. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you aren't set as someone's priority, you may want to set a boundary. If you can't make time, make priorities. I promise you, if you make it a priority, you will find the time. It's okay if you haven't found the time. Just be honest with yourself if it's maybe not a priority in this season for whatever reason. And protect your peace by setting boundaries, be they with your job, with your people, with technology, what have you. Third way I'm thriving, brain dump often. So, do you ever just feel yourself in a funk or just in a fog or a mood? Because every so often I do, and I have to stop myself in my tracks and be like, okay, self, what's going on? And more often than not, I just have so much happening in my mind, too many tabs open in my brain that it makes me physically antsy, more anxious, fidgety, just stressed out. So I just grab a piece of paper, I empty my brain onto that paper. That's it. No organizing, no categorizing, no sorting as you go, just literal dumping of everything up there so that you can see it down there and then make some sense of it after. Honestly, even just the act of emptying it all out there is so freeing, and I actually feel lighter and can breathe easier after doing it. 10 out of 10 recommend. Fourth way I'm thriving, fuel your body and your mind. Starting with protein over processed. I prioritize protein with every meal, protein packed snacks. This is important for muscle building, which I'm on a bit of a journey there, but also protein just keeps you full longer and it fuels you up. So good. I've also tried to cut out processed food, or I shouldn't say all processed food because that's just not true, but a lot of processed food. Highly recommend downloading the Yuka app. It's Yuka. It will help you scan ingredient labels and start educating yourself on different additives or preservatives because some are blatantly toxic or carcinogenic or have been banned from other countries for the harm that they can cause to our bodies. Honestly, the more I learn and the more I cut, you'd think it would be really hard, but it actually gets easier to say no to certain things because I don't even even want it. I just can't enjoy it the same way, knowing it might mess up my hormones or cause cancer. Like, I used to love me some oatmeal cream pies, and I don't think there's a single real bit of food in them. So I can't eat them anymore. To caveat here, though, I saw a really good point of clarification on Facebook the other day that was like, listen, not all processed foods are created equal. You've got processed, then you've got ultra processed, then you've got ultra processed. There are these bars, that's it bars, and technically they're considered processed foods. They come in a little snack pouch, they're processed. But there are literally just two ingredients. It's the two fruits pressed together to make the bar. So you compare that to something like a Nutri-Grain bar, which has like 22 ingredients, half of which sound like chemicals or you can't even pronounce. Okay, clearly there's a difference. So don't feel like you have to empty out your entire pantry now. It just helps, I think, to be a little bit more aware of what you are choosing to put inside your body. Next thing here is vitamins and supplements. So vitamin D. A few months ago, I was at PT getting help from her on a really bad vertigo episode I had. And she had said that a vitamin D deficiency can actually make you more prone to vertigo. Also, a multivitamin, probiotics for your gut, vitamin C or elderberry or zinc for your immune system, the whole 9 yards. Also, magnesium for better, deeper sleep. Granted, I still am up multiple times a night thanks to either or both of my kids, but I have high hopes for a full night's sleep again someday, and I will be banking on magnesium to help. Lastly here, water. I used to be perpetually dehydrated, like I might not have had a glass of water. Now my daily goal is usually at least around 80 ounces of water. It's my 40-ounce Simple Modern quencher and a refill, and then I'm having other drinks too. So hydrate, helps your skin, helps every single organ in your body, helps, I don't know, literally everything. It makes the world go round. Just drink it. Fifth way I'm thriving in 2024 is one nonfiction book a month alongside two fiction. This has helped me fall asleep since I can read until my brain is done for the night. And B is just plain fun. If you want to fall off a cliff in the romantasy genre, that is romantic fantasy, start with the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas. That's A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, hear me out. I thought I would not be a fantasy girly. Turns out I am most definitely a fantasy girly, and I want to not live on Earth anymore. I want to live in these faraway lands. I also want a dragon, which brings me to Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Wow. Read that and then its sequel, Iron Flame, and anxiously await the rest of the series with the rest of us because holy moly, you will never read 1,000 pages faster in your entire life. Number 6, read the word. Also, the word, God's word, you know, the Bible. It's easy to get caught up in this whole idea of your truth. And in doing so, we forget to fact check our truth alongside actual truth. If one person says the sky is purple, that doesn't make it purple. It makes that person wrong. Sometimes we have to be willing to be wrong and in pursuit of what is greater than us. And I have found more often than not that if I am in a funk, if I need a reminder of who I am or how I should live or think or just do my life, there are answers in scripture. Number 7, move your body. I am personally focused on strength training and weightlifting, like I said, but I think the most important thing in choosing a type of movement is picking something that you genuinely enjoy doing. You just got to enjoy it because that's the best way to make it something that you can do often and turn it into a habit. So if you are someone who hates running, please, for the love of God, do not go outside and start running because you're not going to like it. And if you don't like it, you're not going to keep doing it. And then it's not going to stick. And then you'll be mad at yourself, wondering why it didn't stick when really, girl, you just should have picked something that is actually a lot more fun for you. So start with whatever you've got, where you're at. If you have never worked out or have struggled staying consistent in the past, it may not work for you if you go, all right, I'm going to work out every single day for an hour and do weights and run miles and do all the things. Start with whatever you've got, wherever you are at, and build from there. Also, this is a game-changing tip here. Habit stack it. Okay, I was just talking about habit stacking about, I don't know, 6 hours ago when I first started recording this. And then Jonah Man was like, no, mom, we're going to pause. So we're back behind the mic. We're about to habit stack, meaning while you're doing it, what can you do at the same time to optimize that time? Nothing crazy. We still want to be focused. We still want to get the most out of each thing and not have our brain be completely falling apart. But there is a way to do this and do this well. Personally, I listen to super pump up playlists that get me hyped while I'm working out. I'll link my workout playlist in the show notes because you should totally follow it on Spotify and use it. It is so freaking good, if I do say so myself. And Spotify notified me that it is apparently a top workout playlist for people. So we love to see it. Please hop into it. There are some solid jams from like 2010s onward. I got you. But my mom always works out while catching up on a show or watching a movie. I always make fun of her for this, but it actually totally makes sense. It'll take her maybe 2 or 3 days, but she'll watch movies that way where she just kind of breaks them up into half-hour segments. You could listen to a podcast like this one. Hey, y'all. You could watch a webinar or be on FaceTime with a girlfriend, making it equal parts catch up time and accountability partner time, which we love to see. So, just consider it an option because you can multitask that if your brain is not really interested in just doing one thing. Eighth way that I am thriving in 2024 is doing a daily declutter. This could mean an entire area, it could mean a whole room, or it could just mean a drawer, a section, an expired product. It doesn't need to be overwhelming or be a whole overhaul. If it's just consistent, it'll keep you constantly looking for things to purge, and you'll become more aware of what you use, what you don't, what you reach for most, and honestly, you'll want to get rid of the rest. It's kind of contagious. Fair warning. Ninth is phone-free family time. I used to be able to work late at night, crank it out, all that jazz. Not anymore. Not only because I'm old and want to be in bed with said book by 9, but because I'm a mom of two and I want to spend my nights with my kids and with my husband and my family having really special quality time together. We notice approximately 1,000% better time when we are fully focused. Honestly, Olivia notices. She notices if I'm on my phone or if I'm only giving her half attention, and girlfriend wants it all. I don't blame her. So we've been trying to prioritize phone-free family time where our phones are not in sight, they're in another room, and we're in it to win it together. There's actually a really cool device that one of my girlfriends got, and she has hashtag influenced me. Shout out to Callie. I'll link it in the show notes because it can temporarily lock your phone inside it for a set period of time. So if you are someone with no self-control, haha, get this, and it should help. Number 10, a closet clean out. I am curating an intentional, comfortable closet that actually complements my current season of life, which is a work at home mom of two. As much as I love a good sequin dress or a fun bodysuit, honestly, it's just not what I'm reaching for lately, largely because of the stage of life. And that's okay. I'm not purging all of the above. I'm just being realistic about what I wear the most now and doing some honest assessments of what I still keep. If I haven't worn it in years, if it still has tags on it, if it doesn't fit me now, its time has come. I also am not buying it if I don't have a reason to wear it already on my calendar because I simply do not have the space for any more someday pieces. And I honestly, I used to be such a sucker for this. I'd hit up TJ Maxx. I'd see the cutest dress on the clearance rack, and I would be like, you know what? I don't have a reason to wear this now, but maybe I'll get invited to something and then it'll be the perfect time to wear it. And you know what? Those invitations have not come. Honestly, I need to be invited to about 42 weddings and fun events because I have got great dresses waiting for the occasion. If you need an honorary wedding guest, shower friend, somebody to show up and be your hype girl, I have got you. I will bring a great gift and I will cheer so loudly for you and it will be such a good time, I promise. Um, yeah, anywho, this is the year. In the past, I've purged here and there. I've picked out pieces as I've gone. I've done categories at a time, but this year, you guys, this year, I am making it my mission to physically try on every single thing I own. I'm doing it by category. Even if I think I love it, I am putting it on my body. Because you know how sometimes you're like, yeah, I love those jeans. And then the next time you try them on, they don't even fit you. And you're like, what the heck? How long have these not even fit me for? Yeah, I'm putting fresh eyes and fresh feels on it all. And then I'm going to do something super fun with everything for a good cause and a good time, which you will hear about in due time. If you made it this far listening, you are the real MVP. Maybe I will even see you there and you can shop stuff together and have a fun time. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. That is it. That is 10 ways that I am thriving in 2024. If it feels like a lot, I promise you, these have been attainable. They've been sustainable shifts that I have been keeping up, and they have me really feeling like I am thriving as we start this new year. I would love to hear what you are doing to kick off the year thriving. Would you shoot us a message, or even better, a voice note to @thrive.podcast on Instagram so that we can chit chat and hold each other accountable for our best year yet? I'm calling it. We're in our thriving era. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to drop us some stars on your way out, and we'll see you in our next episode. Wait, before you go, make sure you're subscribed to never miss an episode of Thrive. Drop 5 stars on your way out if you like what you just listened to, and come join the party on Instagram @thrive.podcast to stay inspired and thriving all week long. Thanks for tuning in. It's your time to thrive.